Does. So Fordham is a Jesuit university.
It is.
This is our first Jesuit pope. Talk about the Jesuit principles that differentiate it from, I guess, the mainstream of Catholicism and how that's been in evidence this.
Happy to do that.
How long do you have, Professor?
That's right, that's right. Teach a whole course on this. Let's do it right now. Let's start with one of the first principles, which is finding God in all things. Finding God in all things. And this goes back to Ignatius Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, and it's been instilled throughout Jesuit education. Now, what's amazing about the homily at Madison Square Garden, I think, is how this principle was exemplified in a kind of urban theology, where he continued to say, God is in this city, that through the smog of this city we breathe the fresh air, and that when we see people on the street who are in need, whether they are the undocumented or the uncared for or the elderly, the infirm, that those people, we ought to see Jesus in them and bring them into the life of the church. And so that Jesuit principle of finding God in all things, even in the nitty-gritty, and remember, he's above Penn Station there saying this, even in the gritty of life, to find God in all things.
Well, that's a wonderful explanation. You wrapped that up very, very quickly. With regard to your takeaway from this week, what has surprised you, if anything, or something that will be most profound in your memory of the last couple of days in New York?
There's been a lot. I think I'll grab on to one, which is how much he's talked about great American Catholic women. It's been amazing. Every opportunity that he's had, basically, whether it's at the Vespers service to praise American nuns who have not had a good run, let's say, with Vatican pressure in the last couple of years, or in the homily to talk about St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, founder of the first Catholic girls' school in the United States, or in the homily this morning to lift up St. Catherine Drexel. When there's so many other great holy men and women in Philadelphia that could be picked out, to pick out that one and someone who reached out to Native Americans, who reached out to African Americans, who gave up a huge inheritance, St. Catherine Drexel, in order to become a servant and go to the frontiers and the peripheries of society. So in the United States, where people are very, very reluctant to give up their wealth, he goes straight to the heart of that saint in Philadelphia, who's a woman, Catherine Drexel. Yeah, you make a very good point there, as I'm sure you do with your students. Associate Professor of Theology there at Fordham. Thank you so much, Michael Peppard. Appreciate it.